Does Meghan Markle watch Royal News Network? I think she does because she definitely took two of the biggest tips I had from my as ever wine review. Because wouldn't you know it, Meghan all of a sudden is putting less alcohol content in her wine, and she has now officially branded her corks with as ever, which is what I suggested. And I first really noticed about the difference between Meghan Markle's wine and everyone else's. But this new wine launch also raises some very serious questions because I'm seriously wondering what the heck did she sell us? Because she seems to care a lot more about this than the other. But as well, guys, we have yet to see any of this rose wine pass Megan's lips. So we are going to get into this today. But if you guys haven't been to Royal News Network before, hello, my name is Brittany. I do provide compelling royal commentary. So please hit that subscribe button. I would absolutely love to have you back. And I'm obviously, maybe I'm a bit celebrating. I got this dress today. I wanted to wear it. It's actually a gown. It's a bit ridiculous. But I was amazed when I saw this new As Ever wine review because it's like, oh, Meghan Markle's listening. Or at least she finally came to her senses, or something more sinister. Because honestly, these two changes in the wine raise a huge number of questions for me as a consumer of somebody who purchased her initial batch. What the heck was it? What the heck did she have us drink? I don't really know. I'm like curious to the point of concern because I'm looking at this thing going, all right, you have less alcohol content now. We have a different cork. What did you initially sell the world? But in order to see the differences, let's look at the new bits we have from As Ever with this wine launch. And so the wine went live 2 hours ago. So let's see how it's doing. And I did skip the Crown Report, this segment, guys. I had done actually a video earlier today, and then this new stuff came out. And so I'm like, you know what? We're going to keep that other episode until tomorrow. And today we're going to talk about this. So her 2024 rosé wine is still in stock. Are we stocking correctly? It's 2 hours in. I'm not entirely sure, but maybe she's finally figured out that the cheap scarcity tactic doesn't really work. Who would have thunk it? But there's some interesting differences here that we really see in the Instagram posts for it. But let's read what she shares about this. Our 2024 Napa Valley Rosé evokes the same effortless, elegant notes of our debut vintage. Delicately balanced, with soft notes of stone fruit, a gentle minerality, and a lasting finish. Reminiscent of the finest provincial styles, this thoughtfully crafted blend is perfect for summer's end. But it's like literally exactly the same. Like you give it the same description as you do your 2023. And we can tell that by looking at this bit here, which is on the back of the bottle, which goes again for the delicately balanced, soft notes, stone fruit, whatever. And then the alcohol content here, 13.5. So I immediately picked up on that because I was like, wait, one of the things I noted about Meghan Markle's wine that I had is that it's 14.5. So you can see it has the same, this has been chilling in the refrigerator. And you can see it says right there 14.5. So it's a whole percentage point lower than this, yet has the same description. Rather curious, don't you think? And then we have the Instagram. And this is where, for me, it truly gets very, very fascinating. Because again, this is something I mentioned and I picked up on really, really early. And that's the cork. So when I was opening up the wines, I don't generally drink wine very much. But as I was opening up each bottle, watch the video, you know, all of them were like, there were like 12. And so we had some screw tops, some like more specialty tops, and then a lot of corks, of course. And one of the things I saw was that Megan's cork says 2023. This is a cork from Megan's. It just says 2023. And then there's a little bit here where it says almost like unique. And I thought that's weird. Why didn't she have a branded cork? Everybody else had one. Like there was nothing on top, there was nothing on the bottom. Like why not? The other wines I tried did. And it like got me thinking, it's like, what did she buy really? Because it wasn't the normal wine or rosé you could say. And then we have this from Instagram. Corks that are branded as ever. Curious, isn't it? Very, very curious. And then it goes on as well, and we can see these are part of the lineup here. Oh, look. And it says, enjoy your last sips of summer with the newest vintage of our beloved Napa Valley Rosé. So I do have a question though. I'm curious if wine people could answer it for me. Is it really a vintage if it's from last year? I'm just curious because I always thought vintage was like really, really old or older or something to that effect. And then we get something else as well, which I thought was really interesting, which is a story from Meghan Markle's Instagram. Here we go. Can't hear much, but I wanted to go back and we'll look again. But she's in her kitchen, ridiculous bouquets there. She opens the cork, shows you the as ever label. Still, though, guys, and I want to see. So it says right there, bottle number 1, August something something. And I just find, oh, there's the powder. I just find it super weird that again, she's opening these bottles, bottle label number 1, 2, and 3, but she won't drink anything from these. Again, so you can see it says bottle number 1, and you can actually see something over here that says bottle number 2. And this is more than she's done for her last bit. Like last time, I don't even know what she did besides pictures of her rosé. And again, ladies and gentlemen, we have yet to see her own rosé past her lips. So how good is it that the woman who made it won't drink it? It's kind of like, if you're in ancient Rome or something and you're watching, or you're like a king in medieval times and you're watching what everybody eats and drinks. Well, you got to test it to see if somebody else is going to collapse. So you almost feel a little bit like that here. It's just very, very odd. She's treating this version very differently than her first. With the differences in branding, and now we have a difference as well in alcohol content. This is clearly a different blend. And so my question becomes, as a consumer, what the heck did she sell us? Because it clearly wasn't the rosé she eventually went with. What the heck was it? What is in this? Like, seriously, this is just from a trust perspective incredibly bad, because I am just a general consumer, and it's clear to me that she had no faith or didn't really like the 2023. So I'm sitting here thinking now, so was that a test batch that she sold? She sold people a test batch, and now she has her real batch now? Are you kidding me? Why would you do that? Why just go with the one you got? Why now all of a sudden are we going with a totally different wine? It's insane to me. It really makes me fearful of her process. What the heck is going on? And it's clear as well, without the branding of the cork, what did she buy the first time? And I think this 100% proves that the initial batch was something that was already made, that had the 2023 label on it, that she said, oh, I like that one the best. Let's go with that one. But let's change a couple things next batch. Or maybe that initial batch came out too alcoholically strong. So let's go with the other batch. Why would you sell a half-baked product? I don't understand. How stupid are you? You have the biggest profile in terms of everybody is looking for a flaw, and you literally sold us flawed product. I'm more convinced than ever the product she sold us is flawed. Now, I am sort of debating buying the next batch just to see. I would love to have actually, I did have a friend who drinks alcohol actually try the wine. She said it was awful. She ranked all the wines I had as ever was the worst, so much so that it went on the other side of my stove. So she had 3 lanes on one side, one she loved, one she liked, one she was like, And then As Ever was on the other side, as if it was so bad it had to be as far away from the other wines as humanly possible. But I just can't imagine, although I shouldn't say that because this is definitely Meghan Markle, the stupidity of selling a test batch that you didn't really have faith in, that you didn't really like, and we're just trying to make money. Like, seriously. I just can't fathom why in the world, especially for a very beleaguered brand, very new one, why would you put questions in your consumers' minds that didn't exist before? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And why would you go out, first of all, with a half-baked product? So there's a reason probably why 2 hours and 15 minutes in, if this is true, why her wine hasn't sold out yet. Number one, she forced everybody to purchase 3 bottles, which with some people may take them a while to get through. In addition to that, everybody really got it. Let's say, mine arrived on July 17th. It's only August 5th. So if you ordered the initial batch, this is too early to have another batch. Why even sell the initial batch? I don't understand. Just take the hit with the first one and go with the stronger product. Why would you go with the crappier product first? You always go out with your strongest stuff, not your crappiest. She clearly doesn't believe in it. Otherwise, she would have sold the 2024 and ignored the 2023. And what I forgot to mention as well here, guys, is that since her rosé has not sold out yet, it raises some really interesting questions because is she stocking correctly? Or is she not moving product as well anymore because either brand damage, people are questioning the product, people didn't like the initial product. And that goes back again to if she sold a bad batch first because she wanted to recoup costs, that's dumb because if people bought your initial batch and didn't like it, they're not going to spend $100+ more to buy a second batch of the same thing, even if there are these slight differences. And this is why you try to avoid the scarcity tactic, because as soon as something does not sell out quite as quickly, people are wondering what's wrong. You put out questions that would have never existed if you had stocked correctly in the first place. Yes, things do sell out. Like, I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but that everything sells out every single time creates a problem for her. So everything not selling out this time, again, you're now questioning brand damage, product damage in terms of people got the initial product and didn't want more, or are there other issues going on? These questions do not exist if you stock correctly, because then people are like, oh yeah, this is totally fine. Instead of now, there are questions. And this again is why Meghan is horrible at brand managing this so far. If she had just done the normal thing, she would be fine. It's just that she can't seem to do the normal thing. And it is what hurts her every single time. So that, as a consumer, makes me incredibly angry because I feel like even though I did it for test purposes, I feel like other people took their hard-earned money because they liked her and want to support her, and she gave them cut rate stuff, in my opinion. She gave them bottom of the barrel reject stock. She sold it as good when she really only believes, in my opinion, that this is a good batch. That should tell you a lot about Meghan Markle and how she actually sees her fans. She does not care about them. All she cares about is that they're willing to give her money for more mediocre slop. Now, as of course a commentator on YouTube who commentates on the royals broadly, including Meghan Markle, it's interesting to note that, again, the two things I commented on, more specifically, because I started to reference the alcohol content every time because I was like, wow, Meghan's is a percentage point or more really higher than anybody else's. It was really 2 percentage points higher. Most everybody else was 12.5. I think I had one that was maybe 11 or something. Most of them, though, were in like the 12 range. That all of a sudden we have less alcohol content and we have a branded cork. So what does this tell me? Now, I imagine the production process was much longer, and my video, which was somewhere on like July 20th, probably didn't really matter. But immediately what people picked up on is that, because I saw it on X, is that my critiques are the things she changed. I didn't like the taste of her wine anyways, but the things she changed are the things I commented on, are the things I went, oh, this is kind of weird. This is kind of different. Those are immediately things she changed. And the question is yet again, why did you go out with product that you didn't fully believe in or hadn't really gone through all the paces like it should have? But of course, we went through that. The more interesting thing is, it wouldn't be a surprise in the slightest if Meghan Markle and her team are all watching her channels quite a bit. Anybody who is in the Mexit space. Although Meghan really hasn't instituted any of the other changes I've recommended, because I've recommended a lot of changes in terms of brand management, but she keeps making the idiotic decision. I don't understand why. But she may watch it, or it just gives the impression now that yes, she does watch her critics. Of course she does. She's probably obsessed with it. I mean, I think she riles up her Sussex squad members to go after people like me and others because she doesn't like the critics, yet she's obsessed with them at the same time. And trust me, I have my critics too. What I do though, especially on X, because X is a toxic hellhole, which is like the seventh layer of hell, is I pretty much try to ignore them because that's the only way forward, really. Otherwise, you're going to be just obsessed with clapping back. And maybe this is a clap back, or maybe this is just Meghan making an incredibly stupid decision as a brand manager. Because again, if I'm a regular consumer and I bought her first batch, I'm wondering what the heck was in it. Because clearly she cares more about the second batch. And yet she still will not let any of that wine pass her lips. So does she even like her own wine? I have no idea, but I do find it quite funny. And I did a little celebratory dress wearing today from Self Portrait to commemorate the idea that maybe Meghan is watching this channel. I do find it rather funny, but unfunny of what she's doing with her brand. Because unfortunately for her and the monarchy itself, the more Meghan Markle damages her brand, by extension, it does sort of undermine the British monarchies. It just does. Yes, I know there's a separation. I know there's a difference, but people really do see Harry and Meghan, just like Andrew, as a reflection on the institution overall. So Meghan Markle should do better when it comes to marketing her brand. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think of Meghan possibly watching RNN. And are you a little scared for me that apparently she sold reject stock is kind of what it feels like, that she sold stuff that she rejected pretty much, or she wasn't super confident in overall. I'm just curious to get your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of the changes to the alcohol content and the cork is Meghan watching me. I would love to get your thoughts. Thank you again for watching, and I shall talk to you again very, very soon. Bye.